Hey guys, it's Elizabeth. Welcome to the Four Walls podcast. Today I have Evelyn joining me. Hi.
Everybody, my name is Evelyn.
So, Evelyn has a YouTube, and on her YouTube, she posts tons of cool little videos. What really got you into traveling with EF Ultimate?
Well, the first time, okay, so like a lot of people, I kept seeing Facebook ads for EF Ultimate Break on Facebook, and I thought it was a scam. I was like, this looks kind of sus, kind of weird. And I saw the ads for about like a year, and then finally one day I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually click on it and take a look into it. And that was all the way back in 2017. And I was 20. I was almost 21, and I had never gone international. I'd never traveled solo. Like, traveling was so like foreign to me. I took a look at their website and I found a trip that went to Belize and Guatemala. I'm Guatemalan, and so I've always wanted to like go, and experience Guatemala because my family's from there and they love it. And so I just looked into it more, and I was like, you know what, this looks legit. So I just booked the trip, and I booked it so that it would be over my first birthday. And so I went, and it was my first solo trip, my first international trip, and it was over my 21st birthday, which was crazy. And after that first trip, it's like, I swear, once you experience travel, you're either gonna love it or hate it. Like, you really, and I loved it, and the travel bug just like was ignited in me, I guess, and now like that's all history, and I just travel every year.
I love that. So, how was it traveling with them? Like, what's it like?
So traveling with EF is, it's very much for the person that wants to go on an international trip but doesn't want to plan anything. Like, basically all the heavy work is completely taken off your shoulders, and because they plan like your flights, your hotels, you have a tour guide with you the whole time, you're with a group of other people that are also traveling. Sometimes people come with their friends or with like a partner, but majority of the times it's solo travelers. So you basically meet up with a group of strangers, and it's kind of like summer camp, It's like you're together for like 10 to 14 days. There's trips that are like 30 days long, which is crazy. But you just kind of all experience another country together, and it's pretty cool.
That sounds like such a fun experience. I feel like I've seen their stuff online before, and I'm just like, there's no way.
Yeah, it was very much like, is this real?
Yeah, so which one of the trips has been your favorite thus far?
Oh my gosh. I've done 10 or 11 trips with them. So I've
Wow.
done a lot. But my favorite one is tied between two, and it's Belize and Guatemala is still like up there, just because I don't know if it's because it was my first one, maybe because it was my birthday, but it was a great trip. It was just an amazing trip. But then the other one is probably Japan. I did Japan for 2 weeks, and that was absolutely incredible.
Oh, what cities did you go to in Japan
I
with
went
them?
to Tokyo, Kyoto, Hiroshima, like Mount Fuji area, Osaka. We went like all over.
Yes, that's a pretty packed itinerary. Do they give you like a balance between doing excursions and having free time, or is it pretty
Yeah.
jam-packed?
So it's like, I would say that you have activities planned pretty much every day. But they're always like in the morning to afternoon, and then you have the rest of the day for free. Or sometimes they have a night activity planned. But if you really like don't want to do something, or you're like, I'd rather opt out and like leave the group, because it's like you are an adult and this is your vacation, so you do have the option to be like, I'm not gonna do that, so I'll just like meet up with you guys later, which I love. The only time that like comes into like play, if they were to say no you can't, is if we're doing like a travel day, right, where it's like we're traveling to another city or something like that. But for the most part, yeah, you can. I think it's a good balance of free time and planned stuff, but then you can always make it your own.
That's so cool. And I love that it takes the stress out of planning a trip.
Oh, yeah,
How is
definitely.
it how is it like making friends? Do you still have people you're in contact from these trips or
Yeah, I've met some of my best friends that like I've never seen in the States. I've met some of my best friends on these trips, and I've been to like now like 6, 7, 8 different countries with a lot of them because we're always like, what trips are you doing this year? Where are you gonna go? And what's funny actually is today I have a friend who I've been to 6 countries with, but I've never seen him in the States. But he called me last night and he's like, hey, I'm road tripping. He's like, and I'm passing through Utah today. He's like, can I come and stay with you? And I was like, yeah. And so he's actually going to arrive later tonight. And it's just so funny because it's like, we've never hung out in the States, but we've been to 6 countries together. And so here we are.
The funniest thing about meeting people abroad is like you have all these friends that you just meet in other countries, but it's like you've never been to my home.
Yeah, it's honestly so hard sometimes. It's so bittersweet because sometimes I wish like we would all just live in the same city so we could go hang out, you know? But having friends all across the world is honestly, it's like a really cool privilege to have, but also it's bittersweet because you don't get to see them like whenever you want.
It's like that post-college graduation where you're like, all of my friends were together and now we're just dispersed across.
Yeah, yep, all over.
It's definitely one of the hardest things about making friends because you're just like, I want to see you on the weekend, but I have to get on a plane.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Oh man, so have you done trips outside of the group trips?
I've done a couple of I've done a cruise. So I went to Mexico
Mm.
and I did like a whole Cozumel Yucatan cruise, which was awesome. I do want to do more cruises because I think that is another way that's like fairly, I mean, traveling is a privilege for sure, but I would say like
Mhm.
cruises are not as expensive as some people think, especially
Mhm.
if you like plan them out far in advance and like there's so many deals, and I think that's a fun way to see the world too. So I do want to do more of those. And then I've traveled a lot like in the States and stuff, but not internationally without EF. No.
Okay. And after so you did Guatemala and Belize and then you went to Costa Rica, right?
Yeah, so we I did Guatemala, Belize, and then Costa Rica for New Year's Eve, and then Ireland for New Year's Eve, and then it's the list just goes up from there. I love going to another country for New Year's. I've been to many countries for New Year's Eve.
Really?
Yeah.
So how is that like cuz everyone isn't it kind of like everyone's New Year is at like a different time? So do you plan it for like their New Year's or do you just go for like our New Year's?
Well, everyone celebrates it on July 3rd or
Ooh.
July. Everyone celebrates it on January 3rd.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So how was it being in Ireland for New Year's?
Oh my gosh, Ireland for New Year's was insane. Ireland New Year's was like Irish don't mess around, I'll say that.
I feel like they get rowdy.
I probably was the most drunk I've ever been in my life in Ireland on New Year's Eve. And what's crazy is I rang in 2020 in like before the pandemic hit. So I rang in
Mhm.
2020 in Ireland and it was
Man,
so much fun.
I could only imagine. What is it like over there? Like, what was the
Uh,
experience?
People were I love Ireland. I really want to go back when it's not cold and rainy. Because
Oh.
Europe in the winter and is cold and rainy. But Irish people are so nice. They're so kind. Just everybody is like everyone's like happy and just wants to talk to you, and especially at the bar. I mean, once they've had some drinks in, like people want to like just get to know you, and it's really really awesome. New Year's Eve in Ireland, everyone was like flooded the streets of let's see, I think we were in Dublin for New Year's Eve. Yeah. And like the bars were packed. Like there's people traveling because Europe, you know, is such a hub
Mhm.
and it's so easy for people over there to travel to other countries, like because it just takes a train, you know?
Mhm.
And so I met a lot of people from the UK. There were a lot of Germans, and just people from all over that were just celebrating in Ireland.
That sounds like such a fun experience since, it's such a like nice little hub and everyone's coming together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's some of the US travel that you've done?
I haven't done a crazy amount. So like obviously
Mhm.
I've done everything surrounding Utah. So like Arizona,
Mhm.
California. I was born in California, Idaho, Nevada, and then I've done Washington, like Seattle area, which I really love. And then New Orleans was really cool. I really want to go back to New Orleans. That's like a whole different vibe. You really see the mixture of like the French culture in there, which is awesome. I don't know if you've ever been to New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but not like for a long time. It was just like a short weekend, and I feel like I didn't really get to experience it.
okay, yeah. New Orleans and like Bourbon Street is crazy. Like actually going on Bourbon Street. The food is so good.
Mm.
I've been to Florida, Texas. I feel like I'm like there's a couple other random places that I don't really I'm actually really bad at geography. With how much I travel, I'm not good at geography. So some places in the Midwest that I'm like I think I hit Connecticut and like I think Virginia or something.
Do you do like road tripping or do you fly there or?
Fly, mainly
Mm.
fly, and then whenever I do road trips, it's really all the places that are just close to Utah. Like if it's like 10 hours, then I'll road trip. If it's more than
Okay.
that,
I feel like that's such a crazy thing to say, like, oh yeah, if I'm driving 10 hours, and it's like in other places, you'll drive 10 hours and you're in like, you've gone through like two countries,
yeah, yeah, no,
but here you're
literally.
like lucky to go through a state.
That's crazy. I think when I was in Singapore earlier this year. I think they said to get like to drive from one end of the country of Singapore to the other was only like an hour.
I know, isn't it crazy? It's such like a small country. How was Singapore?
Oh my gosh, Singapore is beautiful. Singapore
Mhm.
is so it reminded me kind of Japan in the way that everything was really clean and it was kind of like futuristic and they just have a lot of cool gadgets and like there's a place for everything which I just love and the architecture in Singapore is crazy cool. Like I'm sure if anybody has seen like Crazy Rich Asians takes place in Singapore and I feel like that's the movie
Yes.
everybody like knows of Singapore and the forest and the trees and the building that has like a big boat on the top. Like it's just really cool.
Yeah, I will say their architecture is one thing that you're just looking at like, oh my God.
Yeah, and they're huge buildings. They're like tall.
Yeah, they're so tall. They're like almost intimidating because you're just looking at like, how does that even structurally work?
I know. No,
Like with the boat, I'm like, how does this,
I know.
like, there's no way.
I know it's a little scary when you're up there and you're looking at the view over, but it's incredible.
That's awesome. So, have you gone anywhere else this year, or was Singapore
I did
like
Singapore
the
and
one?
Thailand.
Wow, what cities did you go to
In
Thailand?
Thailand, I went to Koh Samui and Bangkok.
Oh, very nice. And was that through EF?
That was through EF, yeah. I rang in New Year's this year in Budapest. I went to Poland and Hungary, but I spent New Year's in Budapest. That was just so cool. New Year's in Europe is just so awesome because you go and first of all, architecture, right? Like everything's just so
Mhm.
beautiful and old and just looks like magic. And then because I always go for New Year's, there's that's so close to Christmas. So they usually have all
Mhm.
of their Christmas decor still up, all of the Christmas markets, things like that. So it's really cool to experience their winter holiday season. And yeah, I think we gathered around the Parliament building in Budapest where
Mhm.
fireworks went off and everyone was just gathered. It was really cold. It was really cold, but yeah, no, that was a good time. We started in Budapest and then went to we started in Poland and then went to Budapest. Yeah.
That's really cool. What was one of your favorite things from that trip?
There is in Krakow, Poland, there is a salt mine that's like underground that is so crazy beautiful. It is like I can't even remember how deep underground it is. It's
Mhm.
super deep, but underground the history on it is like the workers were there literally like 24/7 and because they were there for so long, they built underground quarters and an underground church. And so we're like deep in the ground and there's this beautiful like big like church inside underneath and it's gorgeous like the chandeliers like you'll have to look it up if you look up Krakow salt mines you'll see pictures inside and it looks like something out of Harry Potter. It's like beautiful chandeliers and just like beautiful architecture and grand staircases inside and then they also have like these pools underground too and it's just I loved it. I loved seeing that.
Yeah, that sounds like such a unique experience. Like something like having whole buildings underground is crazy.
I know, right? It's honestly kind of like if you've ever read any kind of apocalyptic books or like the where the people are in bunkers and they have like societies underground, like it really
Mhm.
was like, wow, okay, wait, like this kid that stuff is actually possible.
Like they actually do this. Oh my gosh. What an experience. And I love that you always go on New Year's. So where are you going for this New Year's?
This New Year's, I'm actually not going anywhere. And my my reasoning is kind of silly, but listen, I am a fandom girly, okay? And
Mm.
the finale for Stranger Things season 5 comes out on New Year's Eve. And I'm not going because I need to watch it live here and I cannot get spoiled. So, that's why. I'm a
That is such a valid reason.
I am a diehard Stranger Things fan. Like I have a Stranger Things wall in my living room with like the lights and everything and the letters and I am like I need to have I threw a watch party for the finale for last season in 2022. So I'm like, okay, I need to throw
Yay.
a watch party again. And then I think they're playing the finale in theaters, so I think it's gonna be like a watch party, pre-game watch party, and then going to the theaters to watch the finale. So I'm like, I have to experience that.
Yeah, I understand, especially when you've already done it. You're like, all right, I'll give up this 1 year.
Yeah, it's kind of a silly reason, but
But it's understandable, you know, the things that make us happy, we gotta do them, right?
oh yeah.
So does that mean you're gonna like push back the trip? Are you still gonna go on a trip? Or
I think I'm gonna go to a trip in March, which I haven't
Mm.
done. So I think I might be going to South Africa with some friends in March.
That'll be such a fun trip. Everyone that I know that's been to South Africa has had such an amazing time.
Yeah, I honestly don't know much about South Africa, so. But you know what? The trips that I have not known a lot about, like, are always great because I don't have any expectations.
Yes, isn't that the best? So with no expect like what's one of your favorite memories that you have from traveling?
From traveling? Oh my gosh. There's too many. There's too many. Like, okay, so Japan was my childhood like dream trip. And
Okay.
so going to Japan was incredible and I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I'm a huge Pokemon. You can see I have Pokemon in the back. And so, Japan is Pokemon like central.
Mhm.
And so getting to do a lot of the Pokemon stuff there, like I went to the Pokemon Cafe. That was a whole
Mhm.
experience. Like that just made me so happy. My inner child so happy. I hit every single Pokemon store that I could, like the Pokemon centers. And so I went to the one in Tokyo, the one in Osaka, the one in Kyoto. Like I was like, I need to hit them all. And and I'm a sucker, okay? I'm actually, let me see. I actually just have these right now too. Everything is branded with Pokemon, so like these are gummy bears, but they're Pokemon. And like at the gas station, I would be like, anything with a Pokemon on it, I'd buy. And I'm like, wow, I'm the ideal customer because it could literally just be like a pack of mints but it had like Eevee on it, and so I was like, I'm buying it.
You are the targeted demographic.
Definitely.
I love that you just buy everything too. Like how fun is that?
Well, for Japan, I okay, so I'm always a checked bag girl. So I always check a bag.
Mm.
And
Mm.
Japan, I checked the whole suitcase and then I brought an empty carry-on, like completely empty, because I was like, I know that I'm going to buy so many souvenirs here in Japan, and I did. And I stacked that suitcase so much because actually, okay, so after Japan, without EF, a few of us actually extended our trip and we went to South Korea without EF. And so South Korea and Japan together, like I bought so much stuff.
So much.
Yeah.
That is so funny. So did you already know some of these people before going to South Korea, or were you just like, we vibe so well, let's just go to South Korea?
The people that I did go with to South Korea, I did know from other trips.
Okay.
Yeah. There was like
So as in
four
the
or five
city.
of us that we extended, and so then we flew from Japan to South Korea after the EF trip was done, and then we're in South Korea for like 5 days.
Man, how was that?
It was really cool. It is different, obviously, when you're on your own, being in another country. and you really have to make the most of your time. Like, you really have to plan things, look things up in advance on like what you want to do, where you want to go, and just also though, don't be afraid to like wander like the streets. Like, I know that's kind of like depends on where, right? Because be safe, but wandering the streets of Seoul was super cool, and you would just run into like little night markets and little vendors and just cool shops, and so that was awesome. I will say South Korea is probably the place I've been that had the hardest language barrier
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Have you been?
Yeah, yeah, I went with one of my girlfriends. I actually did like the same kind of like Japan jump to
Mm.
South Korea because she had really wanted to go, so we booked a trip and then I was like, you know, well if I'm already over
Yeah,
there, I
exactly.
might as well.
Yeah. The flight from Japan to South Korea, at least when I got it, was like $80.
Yeah, it's so like once you're over there in Asia, it's just so easy to like bounce between that you're like, well, I might as well add this country, might as well add this country. Like it gets
100%. That's exactly why we were like traveling to Asia from the U.S. is so far.
hmm
So
and expensive.
yeah. So once you're there, definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, South Korea was such a good time, especially with the food. I love the food over there.
Yeah. No, it was.
Especially the little street stalls, just
Yep, the little
yes.
street stalls, and they had a lot of cool desserts. And that's how Bangkok was too. Bangkok, Thailand.
Mhm.
So where we stayed was right in the middle of Chinatown in Bangkok. And apparently, Bangkok has the largest Chinatown in the world outside of, China.
Wow.
And
I did not
so,
know that.
yeah, so it was like a like of Chinatown and food and just everything. And it was so delicious. Our tour guide actually took us on a little food tour. So she like walked us the streets of Chinatown, and we would stop at like a lot of the stalls, and she would buy food for us to try all the different kind of things.
That is so cool. What was your favorite thing that you had?
It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like, oh my god. It's like a soup. No, I wouldn't even call it a soup. It's like a bucket of or a bowl of water with like pepper in it and some other
Mm.
spices, and then there's like a dumpling kind thing like that sits inside of it, and
Mm.
you add sugar to it, and then it's, yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it was really
It
good.
sounds interesting.
Yes.
I was like, I like it. And how is it like meals with EF Ultimate? Like, do you guys all go to the same restaurants or do you get to like eat on
So
your own?
with EF, they provide breakfast every day. So you have breakfast every day, and then some lunches are provided and some dinners. But for the most part, it's free. It's just like it's free for all. Like, you just go wherever you want. So that's where I can talk about like looking up like restaurants you want to go to, or things you want to hit. A lot of our free time usually is in the night, and so a lot of times people will just text the group chat like, we're gonna go get dinner at this place, or anyone hungry and want to like go explore, like, and so people just go and find rent. Like when we were in Brazil, we did obviously like a Brazilian steakhouse. You have to do a
Mhm.
Brazilian steakhouse in Brazil, and
Mhm.
so a few of us wanted to go to like a really top like expensive one, and then we did, and it was so good. And I actually went back a second night because some of the group didn't go, but then they heard how good it was, so then a different group went, and I was like, I'll join you too. I was like, I'll go back. So yeah, so it's just finding wherever you want.
That is so fun. How was Brazil? What cities did you go to?
We went to Rio de Janeiro,
Mhm.
and then what's it called, Ilha Grande. And then
Mm.
that trip was a Brazil and Argentina trip, so it was Brazil first and then
Yes.
Argentina.
And how was Argentina?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, both those places were so. That's a contender. Honestly, that's pretty up there. That might be like my next favorite
Really?
trip, like next to Japan. It was an incredible trip. I Argentina is beautiful. It's a beautiful country. And Brazil, a lot of people were like, "Oh, was Brazil safe, or were did you
Mhm.
feel okay?" And honestly, yeah, like it didn't feel, I always stay with a group, but like I felt completely
Mhm.
safe. And I did one of the most coolest things I think I've ever done while traveling in Brazil, which was, what's it called, my gosh, what is it called? When you paragliding? Paragliding?
Oh, how fun!
Yeah, so I ran off a cliff. So I had to run off of a cliff on Copacabana Beach. And it's so huge. And I posted a YouTube video where I have this clip because I was shaking. Like my legs were shaking. I didn't know if I could do it anymore because you're harnessed up to someone, and he was talking to me, and he was like, "Okay." And like once you get all strapped in, you have to walk over or kind of like waddle over to the takeoff zone, and it is literally like a steep like run off of a cliff. So there's two things. You can do paragliding, which is the parachute type thing, or you could do hang gliding, which is the triangle thing that you like lay. So my friends did that
Mhm.
one. So you also run off a cliff, but it's just straight. Whereas the
Mhm.
paragliding one, it's like a slant. So he was like he's like, I'm gonna count to like three, and we have to run, okay? And I'm like, like I almost thought I wasn't gonna do it, but I
Yeah.
did, and it was the most incredible thing I've ever done because not only are you jumping off the cliff and then you're sailing over like jungle-esque, then you're sailing over the ocean, like the waves and everything, and it was so cool.
Man, I would be petrified too.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, shout out to you for doing that. That's such a fun experience.
Oh, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced in my life. Yeah.
I can imagine. Because, you know, you ever just look at birds and you're like,
Yes,
wow, it would be so
exactly.
cool to
I've
just
always wanted to
fly.
fly. Yeah. And I've skydived twice before, but like this was, I don't know, this was different. I loved it so much more.
Where did you go skydiving?
Just here in Utah.
Oh, how was it?
Skydiving's cool. It's cold. You don't realize like when you're falling, obviously like the wind is hitting your face, and so you're like, "Oh, this is freezing." But it was cool. Yeah, I did it twice here, and I feel like I'll do it one more time, but I probably want to do it in another country. And then I think after that,
Mm.
I'm good. I think I'm like good with my chances on skydiving.
You're like, three chances, I make it out alive. I'm not testing my luck again.
Well, yeah, because when you go skydiving, you have to sign a waiver. And,
Mhm.
the waiver like mentions like death. And it's so funny to me because I'm like, okay, well, I have to sign this no matter what. Like, no matter what I'm doing, like I'm not gonna read all of it because I'm like I either sign this and go or I can't. Like I cannot go if I don't sign this.
I'm not gonna read this, but I'll sign my life away.
Yeah, it's like, well, they're like, if you don't sign it, you can't go.
Yeah. Because they're like, we're not liable for any of this.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
That is such a cool time. What other cool things are there to do in Utah?
So Utah is like, if you are a outdoorsy nature person, Utah is amazing for you. There's 5 national parks, which is, I think we have the most national parks out of any other state.
Mm.
So it's gorgeous. Like the landscape, hiking. We have the best snow in the world. So, skiing, snowboarding.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Utah has the best snow in the world. That's what its like little catchphrases.
That is
And
so cool.
there's just a lot of like little towns like Park City that are like snuggled into the mountains that are super cute to go to. And it's funny because actually when we were in Poland, we went to this town called Zakopane, I think, and it's basically a snow mountain town. And when we went, my friend was on this trip with me she's from Chicago. So
Mm.
she was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful." And she looked at me, and my boyfriend was on the trip with me, and she's like, "And you guys just have this in Utah?" And we were like, "Yep,
Yes.
yep." I was like, being in Zakopane, Poland felt exactly like it did being in Park City, Utah. Like the exact same. Like the layout, the town, the architecture, the roofings that they use. I was like, we're in Park City right now.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, doesn't it snow in Chicago?
It snows in Chicago, but there's no mountains.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
flat,
all flat.
huh?
Yeah.
I see. Okay, so I see the vibe because it's like when you get the mountains involved, it adds that like layer to it that
Yeah.
just is like,
Yeah, not
wow.
just flat. Like people see mountains and they're like, "Whoa."
That is one thing I love about like Seattle and the Pacific Northwest is like waking up every morning and you just see like the mountains in the distance. You're like, wow.
I know. I love anytime I'm anywhere else, I am always looking for mountains. And so whenever I'm somewhere without, I'm like, where are the mountains?
I know. I've driven across country a few times and driving through like Arizona and like the flat plains. I'm just like, all right. Is there anything close to me? Like you just look off in the
I
distance and
know.
it's just
It's
like
just
nothing.
it's kind of scary. I think that's why I like the
Yeah.
mountains because I'm like, okay, I can kind of see like where I am based on the valley. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it's like driving through Arizona is not for the people who hate driving because that drive is just it feels so long because you're on that one highway just going
Mm,
across and then it's just like can I get something to like tell me I've moved? Because it's
yeah,
like no matter where you look, it's just straight land and you like straight land and then like hundreds of miles you see mountains, but it's like you're not moving enough that the mountains look like they're moving, so you
yeah,
just feel like you're in one spot the whole time.
yeah. That sucks. That sucks.
So it was like my least favorite part of the drive.
Yeah, we did drive to Arizona last year, November 1st. So it's been a year now. I do media for music festivals. And so me and my creative team drove to Arizona last November for a music festival, and that drive was it just felt so long.
Wow, that's such a cool thing. So you travel a lot for the music festivals?
No, I that was my first out of state one. And I
Mm.
want to do more out of state music festivals for sure, but I do a lot of them here in Utah.
That is really cool. What a fun way to like have your creative passion and also enjoy a good vibe.
Yeah, 100%. Photographing concerts, aside from music festivals, photographing concerts too is just one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, what's one of like, I feel like it might be a little different because you travel within like a group setting and like a very controlled setting. So, like, what's one of like your tips or advice for people that like are looking to get into traveling?
Honestly, this goes for any traveler. I always say to go with the flow. Like you have to learn to go with the flow as a traveler because I don't want to say something always goes wrong, but something always comes up. And traveling is one of those things that like it can be a high stress environment at times, right? Because you're in a new place, you don't know where you're at. Sometimes there's a language barrier, the transportation systems are different. So like it does have the recipe to like cause stress for people. But my biggest tip is always to just like go with the flow, like take it slow, take it like it's literally down to the basics of like reading signs. Like thankfully most places, even most international places that I've been have signs in English too, like underneath their language. And so it's just one of those things where it's like if you want to travel, you can definitely do it and you can do it on your own too, but you have to slow down and like pay attention and just like be present and read the signs and figure out how to navigate things. Like you will totally understand how to navigate like the Japanese, railway system through using Google Maps if you just like slow down and like, okay, how do I dissect this?
Yes, Japan Tokyo system is so like the first time you look at it, like looking at the big map that
It's
they have posted, you're just
intimidating.
like you're like, wait, I'm supposed to navigate this?
Yes.
How?
It's intimidating. It's confusing when you just look at it and then you're like, wait, I have to have a different card for like to get on the systems and all that stuff. But it's like, but when you slow down and it's like, okay, like there's signs everywhere that are like, this is what you do, this is how you do it. And I feel like that's something that anyone that's traveling should embody and practice, like patience too, because again
Mhm.
it is like you're figuring something out, especially if you're traveling solo, like you're figuring it out as you go. And so if you don't want to ruin your trip, like don't get so flustered or stressed.
Take a deep breath, go sit
Yeah.
at a cafe and figure it out.
Yes. And most people, even if you have to use like Google Translate, like people will help you.
That's for sure, especially if you look lost, people are like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Man, so when you were in Tokyo, what like area of the city did you guys mostly stay in? Or did you guys bounce around?
In Tokyo, I want to say we mostly stayed in like the Shibuya area, and I did one of the days. Me and my friend did. I have no idea where we went. I don't know where this is at because Tokyo is so big, where you can like go in other
So,
parts of
yes.
Tokyo, but it's like different neighborhoods, you know. And we went. So I think it was still Tokyo, but we went to wherever the Lucky Cat Shrine is. So I don't know if you've
Mm,
heard of the Lucky Cat Shrine. It's like, yeah, that place with all of those cats. Like it's got thousands of those lucky cats like all going at once, and so that definitely was away from the Shibuya area because like we took the train to get there, um and so that area was super fun too because it did feel completely different. It was first the
mhm,
Lucky Cat Shrine, which was awesome, but then the neighborhood surrounding it was such a quiet, like small town neighborhood. And
mhm.
everyone was just like riding their bikes and having like breakfast out on the street. And it was so cute. Went and had a little breakfast at a cafe nearby, and there was a little thrift shop, and everything just felt so definitely not city, not city vibes at all. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that you like broke away and did that. I've only ever seen the cat shrine like on videos. Like when I like when you're getting ready for a trip, your feed just
Yeah.
totally becomes that one place you're going.
Oh yeah.
And with Tokyo, it's like it's so easy to get overwhelmed with the amount of things that are coming at you because I feel like for like the last like 2 years, everyone's like Japan, Japan, Japan.
Yeah, when I went to Japan, which was in 2023, I again was like, this is my dream trip. I've been wanting to go forever. Went. And that same year, there were like six other people I knew, like not from EF. So like I'm talking like people from like high school that all went to
Dang.
Japan in 2023. And I was like, why is this the year of everyone going to Japan? And I feel like that's lasted the last couple of years. I actually have a friend leaving to Japan in like a week.
Love that.
So yeah, but I really want to go back. I loved it so much.
I mean, honestly, I think you would love Japan during Halloween.
Yeah, I want to go during the fall too, because originally I was supposed to go during November of 2022.
Mhm.
Didn't end up happening, so I went the end of April 2023. But I think Japan in the fall would be really cool. I've heard it's really beautiful with all the red maple leaves and all that.
Yeah, there's like a few seasons. I have only ever been to Japan like in the fallish winter time. So I'm like, I need to go and see like the cherry
The cherry
blossoms
blossom.
and experience like different parts. And then I've never made it down to like Hiroshima and stuff like that. So that's really cool that they
Hiroshima
included
is
that on
so
the trips.
cool. Hiroshima was so our tour director was from Hiroshima. That's like her home
Mm,
city. And so she took us to a baseball game of her favorite team. It's like their major league baseball.
yeah.
And that was honestly such a cool experience to go to because it's like, okay, we're American. We know what a baseball game is, Like it's like America's favorite pastime is a good hot dog in a baseball game. And so the idea of doing something that is so familiar in
Mhm.
another country with like their culture was so cool. It was such a cool mesh of of an experience. And that was probably one of my favorite highlights of Japan too. Was like being in Hiroshima and going to a baseball game. I think the team is called the Carps. Um, we all bought like jerseys. We
I love
all bought jerseys, and I have like a poster hanging up in my room of like the Carp team still. We were all just we all had a great time. We got food. It's like it was a ball game, but in Japan.
Yes. What was one of the favorite foods that you ate while you were there?
I mean, obviously I had like the best ramen of my life in Japan. The ramen was
I can
so
see that.
good. But I did try, I feel like I'm gonna butcher this. What is it called? It was called o- okonomiyaki or something like that.
Mm,
And it's basically like a noodle
mm,
pancake. It doesn't taste like a pancake. It's like noodles, and it's got like
mm.
they okonomiyaki. I think that's what it's called. And it's noodles like flattened. and with a bunch of like
Mhm.
seasoning and mayo on top, and just it was really
Ooh.
good. And some people didn't like it. I loved it. I think about it all the time. Like I miss it. I wonder actually if there's anywhere here I could find someone that could make an authentic kind, because I it is one of those things that I do think about a lot. I did record like a time lapse of them making it, and it was so, yeah, it was so good. But yeah,
Man, that's like the worst part about trying all these different foods from all over the world is you'll just sit at home and think about them and you're like, I can't even
I
like
know.
I can just only think about this.
I know. It's actually really sad because, okay, so I'm not a huge pasta person. I don't love pasta. I'll eat it every now and then, but it doesn't, it doesn't call my name. And there was this, it was like our final night in Belize. So all the way back in 2017, it was our final night, and we were the hotel resort we were staying at had a chef come in for dinner. It basically it was like a build your own pasta kind of thing. Just tell him what you want based on the different, he had different pasta types, different sauces, different, just everything. And so I was like, okay, and I built myself like the most delicious spicy pasta I've ever had in my entire life. I think about it, and I it was like green too because of some of the seasoning and sauces. It was the best pasta I've ever had in my entire life. I have no idea what I made. I have no idea. I and it makes me sad because I think about that pasta bowl every now and then, and I'm like, I wish I knew what that was.
I love that they had a chef come in and everything too, because then you're just like, I can really just make this exactly however I want.
Yeah, and I didn't because I didn't know again a lot about pastas. I kind of was like, yeah, fettuccine, that sounds good. Throw that in this.
Do you remember what cities you guys went to in Belize?
We went to Belize City, and then we went to, it's called, it starts with an A. I sometimes remember. Oh my gosh, I don't
I'm trying
remember
to
off the
think
top
of
of my head. Let me see.
dang,
It's like a beach town.
like one of the islands or just south?
I think just south. Yeah, I can't remember. I'll have to
Um,
find it.
it's okay. Yeah, because I've only been to Placencia.
Okay. I don't think we went there. Yeah.
So like when you went to Belize, you went to Belize City, you went to the beach city, and then did you guys take like a bus or a flight to
We
Guatemala?
took a bus. We were only in Guatemala for like a day, and we went to Tikal.
Mm.
But Belize used to belong to Guatemala before the British took it over. So, yeah, it's all pretty, it's all still like a lot of my culture rooted into it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Man, well, I love that that was your first solo trip, and then you just like loved it so much you kept going with it every year. That's so amazing.
Yeah, the only year I didn't go was so like I rang in 2020 in Ireland, and then obviously COVID hit, and so then everything shut down. So I didn't go anywhere 2021 New Year's. Yeah.
Man, and is it like if you like book more trips through them, like you get like discounts and like status, or is it just kind of like
So if you book, so when you go on multiple trips, you get like a repeat code. Your account is
mm,
like linked to these repeat codes, and the more trips you take, the higher that repeat code gives you off. So like I think the first time it's like 100. I think the second time it's 250, and then 300. But I'm an ambassador. I'm part of their ambassador program, and so
mm,
I am able to earn points and discounts and trips through that program as well.
okay, I love that for you.
Yeah. So like I have like a link, like a special link and code that people use to like book a trip, and then it'll give them some money off of their first trip, and then it gives me points.
You gotta do it however you can for traveling.
Right?
Gets with
Yeah.
discounts.
I could give you the link and you can
Mm.
put it in the description.
Yeah, I got you. You could definitely DM that to me. Do you have any like parting words or anything that you would say?
I just think everyone should travel. I think it's one of the best ways to really expand and open your mind and your world. I will say traveling humbles you, or at least it should humble you. Like there's so many places that I've gone that just make me really grateful for everything that I do have. And I've been to a lot of places where where people have nothing, almost like next to nothing, and they're still so happy. They're still so happy, and so it's really made me look at life as like being present, being thankful for what I have. Um, I I think everyone should experience leaving their hometown and going off and exploring the world. I was able to take my siblings to Spain 2 falls ago, and that was like our first sibling trip. It made me really happy. Just seeing the world and being able to show my siblings the world because it was their first international trip, like made me happy because it opened up the travel bug for them because now they go on trips and stuff, and so traveling's so special.
That's so beautiful. I love that you took your family and now they're like, "All right, I'm there too."
Yeah,
That's amazing. That's such a good gift, you know?
it was their Christmas gift. Yeah, like a couple years ago.
Shout out to the gift of travel.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Evelyn, for coming on. I appreciate all of your time and for sitting and chatting with me today.
Yeah, thank you for letting me talk about travel. I love it so much and I want to keep continue traveling, and there's so much of the world to see.
Right. Man, well, I'll keep an eye out for your next EF Ultimate video.
Thank you.